What's going on, guys? A couple of weeks ago, I was going through some of my old phone cases, and I came across this case that I had for my Galaxy Z Fold 4 from a couple of years ago, and I thought, I really enjoyed the look and the feel of that case, so I thought, I wonder if they make this same case for the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. So I jumped over to animecases.com, which is where this is from. If you know what you're looking at here, this is themed from an anime called Naruto. This is the Akatsuki Cloud theme. And if you scroll down, you can change the make and model for this case. Now, it doesn't seem to ever actually show you what it would look like on a Pixel 9 Pro Fold. They have some definitely a few older images, a few newer images, but I don't think any of them actually show it on a Pixel Fold of any sort. So I figured, look, for $31.99, I would bite the bullet. I would be the one to experiment on this and see what it is like. And I can tell you that I've had it now for a couple of days, and it's time to give my thoughts. So let's start off with this back piece. You do have this wood on the back, and that is indeed real wood, and you'll be able to tell that by the texture, by the look, but also by the smell of this thing. It took a couple of days for it to stop smelling like burned wood, which I think is kind of a good thing in a way. It was a little bit annoying, but I guess it is technically kind of a good thing to see that happening, because you know that it is indeed real wood. Whatever their technique is, I think that there is some really, really nice detail here, and it looks quite good. As far as on the inside, it is just a simple plastic material. It's nothing particularly shock absorbing or anything like that. It really is just a hard plastic material, and it's going to just snap onto the back of the Pixel just like that. There's no adhesive or anything like that, and I do think that this back piece is on there quite securely, and I think that looks really quite good. The weak point for this for me is going to be the cover display bit, and it was the same problem with my Z Fold 4. This is just very, very flimsy, and unfortunately, it just doesn't like to stay in place because, again, there's no adhesive being used. So you can pop this thing on, and I've had already a couple of instances where I have tried to pick up my phone, and when I've done that, I've basically just popped, as you can see, popped that cover display bit off really, really easily. You can pop it off just as easy as that. So, maybe you could buy some 3M adhesive and layer that in on the side here and try to kind of attach it better yourself, but that's something you would have to do that is extra. I don't know how easy it'll be to see this, but I do also want to point out that there was a little piece up there at the top that actually interfered with my screen protector. This is a screen protector from Dbrand, and there was this little piece that kind of came down and then looped around. There's a little gap for the earpiece there. And I ended up clipping that off and then using a Dremel tool to kind of smooth it back down because, like I said, it was butting up against my screen protector and it wasn't allowing itself to fully connect. I don't think that is a problem anymore, though. And you can also maybe see how close to the edge of that Dbrand screen protector this is getting. It is right up to the edge, but it does not seem to interfere with it in any significant way. I don't think that is what is responsible for it being able to pop off so easily. I think that's just kind of what it is. Something else that I think is worth pointing out is that I have been using my Pixel stands to charge my Pixel 9 Pro Fold for a while. I have a couple of 3D printed solutions to elevate the phone a little bit so that the charging coil lines up, and things have been slightly more hit or miss that way. My Pixel stand, the first gen, I think this is the Gen 1, it seems to work okay. It seems to line up fine. My Gen 2 that is in the bedroom was having some weird issues. It charged, but at one point last night I rolled over and the light was blinking on it, so it may interfere a little bit with wireless charging on these stands. I've not really tested it with, one that just lays on a table. That's probably going to be less of an issue. I kind of wonder if maybe it's not a height issue, like I'm adding a little bit of additional height there, and maybe that's what's going on. I would have to go grab another Pixel case and put that on and then test it and see if that's what's going on. Just be aware that there could be a little bit of weirdness. If wireless charging is a huge deal for you, just be aware of that. For me, if I was going to continue using this case, I would definitely be using it without that front cover piece because honestly, it is a safety concern. I don't want to feel like I'm going to go to grab for my phone and that I'm going to kind of be gripping onto that piece and it's going to come off and then there goes my phone, right? This is just plastic. It's going to definitely protect it to some degree, but I don't want to drop it regardless. Okay, like it's not something that I want to absolutely test out. Now, that being said, it does give quite a bit of grip to the back of the device, and maybe you can see here, it's not like it's adding a whole lot of additional bulk. It's definitely going to be bigger, but it's nothing crazy. Of course, this is a folding phone, which means that it can indeed open up. And as you can see here, you do add just a little bit of additional bulk around the outside. You're basically going to take the bezel that's already there and just a little bit under double up on that. But I will say that overall, everything does come together quite nicely. They've definitely got their measurements and their dimensions figured out pretty darn well. The tolerances are very good. You can see here, if I can get that to focus, where your speaker is, microphone. Over here on this side, we have the volume rocker and the power button. No issue at all getting to that stuff. There's a little bit of a cutout here as well to make that easier. And up here, there's another speaker and another microphone. Like I said, the tolerances are pretty good, right? Everything looks nice and tight. Now, interestingly, there's a little cutout here, and there's another cutout here. And the best I can think about this is that this is to swipe up to go home easier, and this is to swipe in to go back easier. That's actually kind of a smart thing that they've done, which I like. Honestly, I think that the best thing about this case is that it looks really quite good, and it's only $32. Like, that's really not bad at all. Cases have gotten very, very expensive over the years. And yeah, this one's definitely not perfect, but I think that, for $32, that looks pretty darn cool. This is a case that when I used it on my Z Fold 4, I would get comments all the time asking me, what is that case? Where did you get it? So I think you're going to have a very similar experience here with this one. I will put a link in the description down below so that you can check that out. And keep in mind, they have like a ton of other anime-inspired designs as well that are all in that sort of wood material. There's a lot to choose between. If we go to choose by series, you can see quite a few different options. So guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.